What up, guys? Welcome to the Cradle of Superheroes, where we talk all about your most favorite superheroes. Our hero for today is Doctor Strange, the Sorcerer Supreme. Of course, if it comes to defending the Earth from intra, extra, and whatever dimensional beings, no hero comes to mind than the Sorcerer Supreme. Stephen Vincent Strange, born to Eugene and Beverly Strange in Philadelphia and raised in New York, is a master of mystic arts. He is followed by his younger sister Donna and their little brother Victor Strange. As a boy, Stephen aided his sister Donna through an ankle injury while the duo were roller skating, and following that experience, he developed the desire to become a medical doctor. At age 17, Donna died in a lake when the friends were celebrating Stephen's 19th birthday, and Stephen blamed himself for not being able to save his sister, thereby preferring not to talk about the matter concerning Donna's death. Strange, however, grew to become a medical doctor, and possessing a photographic memory, he earned his MD and PhD in record time. The young doctor then entered a 5-year residency at the New York hospital, where his rapid success made him arrogant. Being insensitive, cold, and greedy, Strange's interest in his patients began and ended at the bill. His callous nature made him lose his relationship with Madeleine Revel, a United Nations translator, and Dr. Christine Palmer, the love of his life. That notwithstanding, Dr. Strange became a wealthy and renowned neurosurgeon before age 30. Near the end of his 5-year residency, his mother Beverly fell sick and died, but before her death requested Stephen to look after his brother, Victor Strange. 2 years later, his father Eugene also died, and Stephen, who was secretly brooding over the loss of his mother, refused to attend his father's funeral. After the burial, his younger brother Victor confronted him over his apparent lack of grief and failure to attend their father's funeral. In the heat, Victor rushed out of Stephen's apartment and into the path of an oncoming vehicle. Victor was knocked dead by the car, and a guilt-racked Stephen placed his body into cryogenic sleep, hoping that future breakthroughs could revive him. After becoming the Sorcerer Supreme, Dr. Strange restored his brother back to life, who then adopted the name Baron Blood. Before becoming the Sorcerer Supreme, however, Stephen Strange got involved in a horrible car accident that nearly ended his life, and despite all efforts by Dr. Nicodemus West, a brilliant neurosurgeon and a friend of Dr. Strange, to save the situation, the nerves in Stephen's hands were damaged beyond any medical redemption, thereby rendering him incapable of performing his duties as a surgeon. In the aftermath, Stephen lost all his fortune following every rumor treatment, no matter how ineffective. Later, Strange learns of how Jonathan Pangborn, a paraplegic whom he refused to admit in his hospital for being, as Stephen puts it, untreatable, was back on the streets fully recovered from his paralysis. After engaging Pangborn about the source of his miracle, Strange learns of Kamataj, a place where masters of mystic arts train to control their powers. Stephen then travels to Kathmandu in Nepal, the location of Kamataj, where he meets the Ancient One, the leader of the masters of mystic arts, whom Stephen later succeeded as the Sorcerer Supreme. Though initially refusing to help Stephen Strange due to his pride and arrogance that reminded the Ancient One of a renegade student Caecilius, she rescinded her decision after a distraught Stephen frantically begged for help. Eventually, Strange receives both mental and physical training from the Ancient One, as well as from his 2 senior colleagues, Karl Mordo, an advanced student in the mystic arts, and Wong, the librarian who later became Stephen's best friend and sidekick. During the course of his training, Strange secretly learned some high-level spells from the Ancient One's personal collection of mystic books that made it possible for him to use the Eye of Agamotto, a powerful relic capable of controlling time. Stephen is later informed that as a requirement for his training, he was to use his powers to protect the universe against extra-dimensional beings that threatens it. His trainers explained that Kamataj is a gateway to 3 sanctums, one in Hong Kong, the other in New York, and the third in London. Together, the sanctums create a protective shield around the world, and therefore it is the duty of the sorceress to protect the sanctums from any attacks. Before Strange could decide his fate, the renegade student Caecilius and his zealots attack and destroy the London sanctum, intending to destroy all the 3 sanctums in an attempt to weaken Earth's protective shield and allow Dormammu, a primordial being that rules the dark dimension, to access Earth and engulf the planet in infinite darkness. Caecilius later attempts to destroy the New York sanctum, killing its guardian in the process. Doctor Strange accidentally enters a portal to the Sanctum where he gets help from the Cloak of Levitation to neutralize Caecilius and his henchmen. The Ancient One subsequently entrusts Steven with the responsibility of becoming the guardian of the New York Sanctum, commending him for his courage. Caecilius, on the other hand, escapes his captivity and later kills the Ancient One, after which he attacks the Hong Kong Sanctum, killing Wong and his team of sorcerers. With both the London and Hong Kong Sanctums destroyed, Earth's protective shield weakens and Dormammu attempts to engulf the Earth. Using a sling ring, Doctor Strange and Kamado creates a portal to Hong Kong where Strange uses the Eye of Agamotto to reverse the destruction and deaths caused by Caecilius and his zealots, thereby restoring Wong back to life. Doctor Strange enters the Dark Dimension with the Eye of Agamotto to bargain with Dormammu to leave Earth. After reliving the moment where he kills Strange over and over again because of being trapped in an infinite loop, Dormammu reluctantly agrees to the bargain and leaves Earth permanently, taking Caecilius and his zealots with him into the Dark Dimension in return for Doctor Strange breaking the endless loop. After defeating Dormammu, Kamado quits his career as a protector of the Sanctums, accusing Stephen Strange and the Ancient One for using their powers to defy the laws of nature. Doctor Strange therefore succeeds the Ancient One as the Sorcerer Supreme and later aids the Avengers in defeating Thanos and his Black Order, who were bent on using the Infinity Stones, 6 gemstones with immense power, to reduce Earth's population by half. Later, under the appeal of the Spider-Man whose identity has been exposed by Mysterio, Doctor Strange uses his mystic powers to perform a spell that makes everyone forget the identity of Peter Parker as the Spider-Man. Doctor Strange also helps America Chavez, a teenager with the ability to travel through universes, to defeat the Scarlet Witch, a former ally of Doctor Strange, who sought to extract the girl's powers for herself, an action that would have been fatal for the young girl. In his quest to save the 14-year-old Chavez, Strange comes into contact with the Darkhold, a book containing powerful dark spells, which eventually leads to him developing a third eye. Stephen Strange is later invited by Clea, Dormammu's niece from the Dark Dimension, to help fix an incursion caused by his actions when he traveled through universes in an attempt to protect Chavez from the Scarlet Witch. So guys, that is it for Doctor Strange, the Sorcerer Supreme. Let me know in the comments if this information was helpful to you, and of course if Doctor Strange is your favorite superhero. Do please hit the like button and remember to subscribe to my channel to know more about your next big hero or villain. You can also hit the notification bell so you are first to watch the videos once they are uploaded. As always, thanks for watching and catch you in my next video.